Welcome to Classroom Conversations, where we dive into the world of education. I'm your host, Mrs. Jones. I would like to take a moment to encourage our listeners to fill out the Google form located on our podcast document and request topics or items that are interesting to you. Let's start today by exploring music and literacy fluency with our guest, Mrs. Blue. Miss Blue is a phenomenal music teacher here at Wahlberg. She creates interactive lessons for students that bring literacy to life through music. Miss Blue, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so I'm so excited to hear how music can play a vital role in students' understanding of literacy patterns and impact their fluency. I'm also interested in hearing about a recent professional development session you attended and how you have used many of these techniques in your classroom. Can you tell our listeners what type of music activities might help improve reading literacy?
There are many things that we do every day in my classroom that can help fluency. My students learn about steady beat and introducing rhythms to them. We clap out syllables of words, which is the rhythm in which we say words. We also add those rhythms onto instruments. We sing tons of songs, and when we are singing, they have to keep up with the tempo or the speed of the song. We repeat a lot in my room too. When I do repeat a bunch, I try to add new things in each time so it keeps their attention, like movement and instruments and body percussion. I also try to always have the words on the board. Some of my students will tell me when they see their sight words that they're learning about in their classroom, and I like to read books to my students, and we go back and add instruments, or we have a song to sing with those instruments, or with the book.
And I've seen firsthand some of those lessons that you do. All the students are engaged, they're having a good time, and it keeps their interest. And I love that they're making those connections with what they're seeing in the classroom with what you're doing in there too, so they can see that reading's not just in class, but also outside of it in music. Mm-hmm. Can you explain the potential connection between rhythm skills and reading abilities?
So when we say words naturally, it has a rhythm to it. For example, if I was to say the statement, I like to sing today, if I say it very robotically, like, I like to sing today, people are going to lose interest and that kind of thing when you're talking. So if you say it in a rhythmic pattern like you normally do, like, I like to sing today, everybody has their natural thing with that. So naturally in music, when we sing, we already say phrases or sentences with a rhythmic flow. There was a quote in my professional development that I did that they brought up that said, music reading and language reading are similar because they both require an ability to decipher visual code into meaning through sound. And when the kids are doing that and when we're singing those songs, we have to keep up with the tempo of the song. Because if not, then they're left alone back there. I always try to find songs that repeat or are silly, that help them learn how to sing the song faster or to play the rhythm faster. For example, in college we had a tricky rhythm that we were trying to play and nobody played it correct. So they added the phrase, I like to eat chicken. And I still remember that, and me and my husband still giggle about it, and we still say that rhythm at home a bunch just randomly. So yes.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's so true. If you get those, thinking about commercials and how it applies to our everyday life, you get those jingles and those ideas in your head that you're just hearing just naturally because it has a natural rhythm and flow to it. What are your thoughts on using familiar melodies and mnemonic devices for recalling text information?
I think it's amazing to do those things. As a kid, that's how I learned how to spell or remember facts. I was terrible at spelling, and so I would come up with little jingles, little things to help me. I would study with my parents and always dancing and singing to help myself remember those things. Some things I remember most about school are the little songs that teachers would teach us and help us remember what we were learning about. Like, for example, the preamble. I can almost sing the entire song. It's been a hot minute, but I can almost sing the entire song of the preamble because we learned it in a song form, and it's just one of those things that sticks in your head.
For sure.
I think it should be a big tool used in the classroom to help students. especially those students that are struggling, because if you give them something catchy and silly, they're going to remember it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, they always remember the silly things their teachers did, right?
Yeah, they sure do.
How might music literacy acquired early in life shape reading circuits in the brain? I know that was something that you kind of learned about and explored, so talk to us a little bit about that.
So I think it would help students with reading a lot earlier. You will have students be able to sound out those words with more ease. They will have these tools in their toolbox, so when they get older, or even, just the next year, they can pull them out when it comes to something difficult. One of the slides in our presentation, they even said music learning helps language learning, and it says assist with word decoding, increase the speed that children learn new words, increases the understanding of how to use new words in language, improves comprehension in beginner readers, and there's many other things that just go on and on as far as like being able to help those students with reading and fluency and stuff.
And the classroom teachers had to go through the last 2 years science of reading, and that was a lot about what we were discovering and learning about were those early stages of learning the sound attached with words in print. And so part of that is exactly what you're saying. Hearing those funny phrases or those tricks to be able to learn it is going to help them be better readers when they're looking at it in print, just because they've got that sound piece down.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on the Mozart effect and its implementations for reading fluency?
So I feel like it's more, so with the Mozart effect, it's listening to just Mozart's music. And I feel like it's more than just listening to his music. I think it's just listening to classical music, or even listening to music that interests kids, even if it has words. If you're listening to a song that you have that has words in it, you can help singing by practice that fluency, so they can be sitting there singing the song and they're practicing fluency without even realizing they're practicing it. I think if you're able to listen to music while studying or work time, or while kids are working on things, that can be very helpful as well. There's tons of research out there that show that you use both sides of your brain when you're singing, playing, or listening to music. And I have even seen research talking about how listening to music helps things grow. I've always seen like the little plant example of showing one that listened to music and one that didn't.
Right.
And the plant that listened to music was growing a lot bigger than the one. I've never tried that experiment, but
yeah.
But yes, it is. Listening to music, I think, is a great way to help your brain just kind of jump kick and that kind of thing. In my classroom, sometimes when the kids are working, we'll be listening to just instrumental music or something they like, and they seem to enjoy it. So there's always that positive side too.
Well, and I'm sure that's good news for parents who may not be big fans of classical music, that they can listen to any music. They might not be into the Mozart.
I get it. If you find the right thing, though, most
yes,
people
it's
can
pretty
get
good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I would agree.
You gotta find what you like.
Are there any specific musical interventions you recommend for improving reading fluency in students?
I think the most important thing is just exposing kids to music. Advocate for those arts. Advocate for the music programs. Advocate for them so big, and that in itself will help. There is an app called Novel Effect, and it will connect to a story that you're reading and add music to it while you read along with it. It's really interesting.
Okay.
You can come up with a chant song while you're studying at home with kids, or whatever. You don't have to be a great singer to do it. Like, just enjoy it and have fun with it.
Right. The
kids are gonna love that. It's good family time to do those things too. Clap out those words that sound them. I know Go Noodle has a couple of good videos. They have the Blazer Fresh Clap It Out, and it's talking about syllables.
Okay.
And it's a fun little dance thing too.
Okay.
But there's tons of stuff out there. Just the biggest thing though is just exposing those kids to music. Just letting them find what they find interest in to help them with their fluency and yeah.
Yeah, great. And I will attach those to our document where this link is posted, Novel Effect, Go Noodle, and then I also attached a resource from the Bigger, Better Brains, which is where she got some of those musical learning, help language learning pieces. So there's a few articles that I pulled out of there that might be helpful for that brain development. which is a resource that they used at her Miss Blue's professional development that she did. So Miss Blue, thank you so much for today and bridging the gap between learning in the classroom and at home. Until next time, keep growing and exploring.